Morning and welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
And you are the show, so thank you very much for being here. Butter bath dinner. This is one of the first things we're going to have to talk about today. Butter bath dinner, some life adjustments that I realized I made years ago and didn't even register until last night. I'll talk about that. New wedding job and best pickup line. Those are some of the things we're going to get into. But how are you doing this morning, Carla Marie?
Struggle bus. I'm so tired because we went to bed so late after the butter bath dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Which also made me realize something I thought of a while ago, but I wasn't sure, that the more sleep I get, the less sinus problems I have. I read about this a while ago, that when you don't sleep enough, your histamine swell up, and that causes sneezing, and I was like, okay. And lately, these last 2 weeks, I've been sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night, and I have been like a new person. And last night, 5 hours maybe, and it's been just nonstop today.
Have you figured out what the cutoff is for hours? Like, is 6.5 good?
No.
Is 7 good?
It's got to be 8.
No, you're just saying that now.
No, I'm not, because I was getting 7 hours and 40 minutes.
I'd like to see you try one, like, you did what, 5 hours? No, you did about 6 hours yesterday.
But I'm telling you, I used to do 7 hours, 40 minutes.
Okay. And it still wasn't good enough.
No, not for me.
So 8 hours is your cutoff.
That's it, 8 hours.
Nice life if you think you could get to sleep for 8 hours a night. Although, isn't that what we're all supposed to be getting?
It's apparently 7 to 8, but I've been, and also, what do you mean nice life?
Nice life.
I don't have children. I don't have to worry about that nonsense.
Nice life.
Not sleeping like my sister and our friend Tatum.
Sleep is one of the 3 pillars of health. That is 100% true. It's funny how many times people find out, and everyone does it on their own. Doctors, friends, family can tell you, the internet can tell you every single day. But everyone at some point in their life realizes, oh, all I needed to do was sleep and drink more water.
Mm-hmm.
And 70% of my problems just fell away. Is it going to cure cancer? No. Is it going to prevent cancer? Maybe.
It might.
We'll see. But I was actually having this thought the other day, because this is the largest I've ever been. Like muscular wise, I guess, whatever. And I was wondering why, I was working out a lot while we were in radio, but I never was able to put on any muscle or anything like that. And I realized it was mainly just sleep. I mean, I was sleeping for 4 hours a night.
And probably all that monster energy you were crushing was doing something to inhibit.
I mean, I still have pre-workout. I still have caffeine.
Different.
It's not really different.
It is very different. There's just a can of sugar.
It's all the same.
Sugar is bad.
Yeah, but I would have gained weight if that was the case too. Anyway, that's not what I'm trying to get to. Is not don't drink Monster Energy or don't do that. It's just drink more water, get more sleep when you can. And a lot of people will make excuses. Oh, I'm so busy I can never get sleep, right? If you have a young child, I get it. It's got to be impossible.
It's crazy.
But outside of that, think of how much time we just spend scrolling at night.
Oh, yeah.
And you could have been, there are times where I'll get to bed. I'm guilty. I'm not trying to tell anyone. I'm not preaching to anyone. I'm speaking from firsthand experience here about things I need to stop. I'll get into bed, and next thing I know, I've wasted 45 minutes to an hour. Just
so much time.
Scrolling, falling down these rabbit holes of random information. I also need to get better at just getting out of bed in the morning and not checking my phone before I start moving.
First thing you do in the morning is look at your phone. I'm like, I can't even move.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of times it's, is it a sneeze or some boogers? There I got some boogers. A lot of times, especially Monday through Friday, I wake up, not in a panic necessarily, but I wake up just trying to make sure that the podcast posted.
Yeah.
There were no
always in a panic.
There were no issues with it posting or anything like that. So that's the reason I grabbed my phone first, but I've got to do better at realizing, okay, no messages, no fires, put the phone down, and then move on with my day. Because I waste a lot of time in the morning, especially scrolling.
It's crazy to me.
But so Carla Marie, not feeling great.
The stream message.
Oh, the stream message. I could, let me see if I can change that now. Hey, we're live. Done. I don't think it'll go out now, but we'll see.
I was thinking yesterday about how great of a life it had been, breathing.
Without your nose problems? All right, well, we're going to move on from your nose problem. Oh. Is that coming through the mic?
Also, what's been helping my sleeping is the Seattle sleep gummies. I've used the melatonin and non-melatonin.
I go back. Time. Both of them work, and both of them will put you to sleep. I wake up much better without melatonin. I have less crazy dreams.
Me too.
So I usually use the non-melatonin version unless I just want to knock out.
Okay, Mr. Miami Cool. What would you like me to sanitize with? I don't have a sink in here.
Yeah, that's it. There's no sanitation in here.
We're the only people in here.
Huh?
So we're the only people in here.
Well, yeah, there's that too. So, moving on from that, let's get into the bath butter.
Okay.
What is it? Butter bath? Butter bath dinner.
Yes.
This was interesting.
So yesterday was kind of like a version of Cookbook Club, which I've talked about. It's really just the same people that are in Cookbook Club, but we had the guys come as well.
So explain Cookbook Club to people.
That's where my friends and I get together. We each make a recipe out of the same cookbook and enjoy.
And the host picks the cookbook?
Normally, yeah, and assigns the recipes.
Okay. Oh, so you get assigned your recipe.
Normally, it's like choose from these 5, so you don't get to choose out of the whole book.
Okay.
So anyway, but last night we kind of did a get-together that was a little different, and it was something called Bagna Calda. Tatum kept saying with an L. It's Italian. I should be able to say it.
Yeah. It's not in your Duolingo?
No. It stands for hot bath, essentially.
Okay.
In an Italian. But the idea is that all of the food and everything, it's like a hot pot.
I was going to say, it's kind of like Italian fondue. Because isn't fondue French?
But also a hot pot. Like this in Taiwan, you would take the raw food and stuff and put it in the hot pot and wait for it to cook. So it's basically that.
Okay.
The idea originated from what we were taught, that in Italy, these poor farmers they would just, whatever they could get from their farm, whatever they could salvage that they didn't need to sell, they would just cook it, and that's what they would eat. So it was just
it's like a communal thing.
Just a ton of different things. There's no like rule as to what you put into it. But my friend Tatum, her husband's family, comes from his family tradition. There are specific things that they put in, so we brought those specific things.
And the pot itself is the butter bath.
Yes. All we know is that there's butter and a crap ton of garlic in this bath. We weren't allowed to know what else was in the recipe because it's apparently such a family secret that Tatum didn't know the recipe until they got married.
And it seems like it's really it's not like you're adding a ton to the butter and the garlic. It's just other additional like spices and things like that.
I think there were anchovies, I think.
Maybe. And the idea is you heat up the butter and the garlic, and that's your base. That becomes the butter bath. That gets hot enough where you can cook things in it, and it's on like a hot plate.
Yeah.
In the middle of the table, and then everyone gathers around. But there's a lot of rules to this thing.
Yes. So you are not allowed to use your fork to scoop stuff out, and that's mainly because you're eating off of your fork. Once it's on your plate, you have like a skewer, so you scoop out skewer. You're not allowed to scrape the bottom with anything that you're picking up because the idea is the garlic is down there, and you're not supposed to take all the garlic. So you're not allowed to scrape. You have to kind of like pick up. Everyone is given a big, thick piece of sourdough bread on their plate. So you're supposed to like take whatever food you're going to eat in that moment, put it on your bread so the bread starts soaking up all the juice. You don't eat the bread right away. I didn't realize. I wanted to try it.
I only took 1 or 2 bites of the bread.
Oh my God. I ate almost all my bread, which is probably why I slept so bad. And we had shrimp, steak, Savoy cabbage, cauliflower, mushrooms, and roasted red peppers. It was so good, all of it.
I can't believe you're forgetting like the biggest rule of all.
Oh, you're not allowed to sit down.
Ever.
And then once you sit down, you can't eat anymore.
Yeah, you can't come back.
Can't come back. You can make yourself a plate and sit, like once you're done, you can say, all right, I'm going to get as much on my plate because we all gathered around the table standing. Like chairs were removed.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, my friend Lindsay tapped out, and I was like, I'm coming with you. And I put some food on my plate, and we went and sat down on the couch.
And that's it.
And that is
I was, I believe, last man standing.
It was so fun.
I was there till the very, very end. So I probably had like 3 pounds of butter by myself.
We also, we kept saying, like, let's sit because we're not going to be able to sit later. But we were standing for 20 minutes. Like,
I was standing for a solid hour.
It was so cool, though.
But it was pretty cool. I will say there were a lot of rules, and I didn't know what I was getting into at first, but it was a very, very fun event and a way to get people. Everyone contributed, right? Everyone brought a couple of the ingredients. The hosts were the ones that provided, the hot pot, the skillet, and all of that, and it was great.
So Meg321 said, we do ours with butter, olive oil, garlic, sardines, and anchovies. You dip Italian bread in it and cut up the veggies. Okay, that's the other thing. You're not allowed to dip your bread.
According to this family tradition. I'm sure that over the years it has, it's kind of like, changed from family to family and from generation to generation. But it was a very cool idea that I had never heard of before.
Can we invent something like that with rules?
Like a type of dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, go for it.
Like tacos, but you can't use your hands.
Okay.
Hot dog night, but you can't use your hands.
Okay. The Z100 meat market?
Yes.
Let's see. I need friends that throw all these fun food parties. It is cool. This is the first one of these that I've gone to. What's it called? Cookbook Club.
Well, it was at our house. You were there.
Yeah, but I didn't really hang out. I was just upstairs playing video games.
Came down for a little bit.
I took food and I left. Yeah, that was it. Let's mute this. All right, and we're back. So that was the butter bath dinner, which I would highly suggest. What was it called? Buca di Beppo?
Bagna cauda.
Bagna, so tub or bath.
Hot bath. I looked up how to say it.
Let's see. It was just
it's spelled Bagnacauda. Am I on the
Bagna cauda? Bagna cauda.
It's such a weird word to say.
Lisa just put it in the chat.
Can make sure the Bluetooth is on?
Can I make sure? Yes. Okay, you should be good. Who are you calling?
You can use Bluetooth for other things than calling. Android.
Well, this is thrilling that you're not telling me. What is it?
Bagna cauda.
Nah, that's just the white lady on Google saying it.
As opposed to the white lady on Twitch.
Is this from a native Italian speaker? Who's going to tell us?
Bagna cauda.
Bagna cauda.
Bagna cauda.
See, that's the guy.
Bagna cauda.
So there we go. I was taking Italian lessons on Duolingo, and then I don't know what happened, but what I did that one day that I had a shriek miss, and then I was so mad at it, I never went back, and now my little bird is dead.
There was another.
So I have to get back into it.
Another app.
Where is he?
It kind of looked like Duolingo. It was called Finch, I believe it was. I was reading about recently. And what you do is it kind of combines daily habit reminders with Tamagotchi.
Oh.
So you tell it what I'm assuming you tell it what habits you're trying to build into your day, into your routine, and then you get points or items based on those habits. I don't know if anyone in the stream uses Finch. And then you could feed your animal, feed your little bird.
And if I don't do the habit, it dies?
Yeah. Or gets sad or gets mad at you. Yeah. But that is the interesting thing about starting habits and trying to keep them going. Really, 1 or 2 bad days can throw you off if you're not careful. And that's what's happening to Carla Marie.
Yep. Oh my God, Martha.
What?
Her kids have another day off of school because it's -2 degrees. She said, so dumb, man up, Wichita. It's not like the school is outside. It is true. Why do they do that? Do some kids walk to school?
I mean, I'm sure some do.
I'm going to take a pee break and blow my nose also when I'm there.
So you're going to ask a question and just leave?
I have to pee. I chugged my athletic greens, and I would like to blow my nose. Again.
Some nerve on this one. Some nerve. Yeah, in Seattle here, I believe, I don't know if it's all area schools or there's a bunch of schools, though, that because it got really cold here in Seattle as well. And some of the schools had pipes burst. So they had to cancel some classes. And I don't know when they're going to be back because I don't know how much damage was done. I don't know when they're going to be fixed. But it seems kind of crazy. And the interesting thing growing up in Jersey, because we'd have some school closures, obviously, if it snowed over, I think 3 or 4 inches usually, growing up at least, that was the deal. We'd go to Montreal a lot. And in Montreal, they get way more snow, and it's way colder, obviously, than it is in Jersey. And they didn't cancel school for anything because they were just used to it. That's just the way life was. They also had much better snow removal processes than we did in New Jersey. Like in Jersey, you just push all the snow to the side of the road. And if there's a lot of snow, it just piles up miles high, essentially. Where in Montreal, and at least this is what they did in the city, is they would have basically a gigantic snowblower truck that would blow the snow behind it into essentially a big garbage truck, like a dump truck. And then they would just take the snow and dump it into the lake. And that's how they removed snow. So you wouldn't get all these like gigantic snow banks. You would just get clear streets. And everyone just figured out how to live life. Martha said we never canceled school growing up. I remember walking to the bus and a foot of snow. But it's also different when you think of how easy it is to cancel classes and do remote stuff now. And I don't know if that's better or worse for parents. And I don't know if these schools are canceling class entirely or just going remote. So I was telling everyone how growing up in Jersey, you know, we obviously had school canceled if it was a certain amount of snow, but in Montreal, my family almost never had school canceled.
Because they're prepared.
They're just ready. And their snow removal process is better.
If not, you'd never go to school.
That's the other problem.
So why do kids not go to school when it's cold? What's the answer?
I don't know. Let's see. Today let's read this message real quick once it pops up.
Today, the Delaware one?
Yeah.
Today we got 3 inches in Delaware and all schools are closed. We haven't been getting much snow, so everyone forgot how to drive in it. So many accidents, so I'm glad my kids are not in a bus.
Yeah. There is a decent amount of danger.
Listen, I was talking to, I forget who the other day. Oh, our neighbor Olivia. She's like, the sad thing about working from home now is that I don't get a snow day.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's just something. Snow days should exist because it's like a drop of dopamine.
Mm-hmm. It's a break.
And it's fun and exciting when it happens, whether you're in school or you're an adult.
Yeah.
And now that we have this ability to be connected, that excitement, that doesn't exist.
Yeah. I remember even at iHeartRadio in New York, when there would be a lot of snow, people would be asked to like work from home, which is really just answering emails. No one was on calls or anything like that. Not us, but I'm talking the regular staff.
But even our snow days, even though we worked, they were so fun.
Yes.
Because we would all get hotels in the city. They'd be like, here's one hotel room for 5 of you. Have fun. And we'd all like stay together in that hotel, and it would be like the best time.
Erica P., we get hurricane days.
That's
I guess if you live in like
fun though.
If you live in Florida or the Carolinas, and 99% of the time everyone's fine. There's a little bit of flooding. It's not like people are always losing their homes every time a hurricane rolls through. But again, it's caution, right? It's precaution.
Fred the mailman, I've had 2 snow days in my 26 years as a mailman.
Well, it's tough when that's your slogan, right? No matter
rain, sleet, or I don't know.
The mail.
You can't say that and not know the
slogan. What's that stupid song?
Does the post office have a song or just a slogan?
Let's see.
Post office song? No, because then they're going to ban us. Well, it's definitely
neither
not.
Snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom or of night. Was it stays these couriers from swift completion of their appointed rounds?
Oh, I thought that was going to rhyme.
Who wrote that? Abraham Lincoln? Why is it written like that?
I'll tell you what, the gloom of night is true because our mail carrier has been coming at 9 p.m.
They have been. Those shifts they seem insane.
Yeah, I'm not here for it.
But that's what happens when you have, 1 million people living in a couple square miles.
Yeah.
It's going to take a long time. It's going to be a lot of packages. I've been trying so hard to reduce the things I order online.
Okay.
And
you're not?
I mean, I am. I'm reducing everything that I'm purchasing. But it's just so convenient. And it's hard. It's a hard ask for most people to say, do something more inconvenient for you to reduce the workload on other people.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things we talk about all the time. Like, if you stop ordering things online and actually go out into your community and buy things, you'll realize how much stuff that you could get on Amazon is also available down the street.
It is. But
as long as, you live in a place where people are on your street. If you live in the middle of Wyoming, you might have to order from Amazon.
Or no, because I don't think they deliver there.
They do. Amazon delivers to Wyoming. They might not do next day
do
delivery.
Prime, that's for sure. There was something. Oh, Fred the Mailman said it'll be a late night for him today because it's the day after. I mean, it's the day after the day off, so there's a lot more stuff. There was something here. Oh, John and Casey said, I recently had a delivery delayed because of weather, and I was confused because I thought they delivered no matter what the weather. But, first of all, those trucks don't look like they can go too far in the snow.
That's true, yeah.
But also, where's that delivery coming from, right? Like, did it start with USPS? And also, if flights are delayed and something's got to get on an airplane or canceled, you're not getting it.
Well, just ask Fred to drive it down. How far could it possibly take to go from Cleveland to Kansas City?
Well,
just a little day trip, drop a package off, go home, done. Day's over. Next thing on the list, Carla Marie, is life adjustments. And this is something that I realized, something that I realized yesterday. And I think a lot of people run into these things. You lived your life a certain way, something changes, and you don't even realize the change until you're like a year or two down the road.
Sounds
and you
like
go,
a song.
wow, I can't believe that thing I did all the time I just don't do at all anymore.
What is that?
I used to never sleep with a shirt on. Since high school, just never slept with a shirt on almost ever.
Okay.
It had to be really cold, and I just sleep with a hoodie at that point. And yesterday I was getting ready for bed, so I put on my shorts, put on my t-shirt, and I start walking to bed, and it hit me when I saw myself in the hallway mirror that I've been wearing a t-shirt to bed now for like 2 years, 3 years. And it was a weird experience. And then I remembered why I started wearing a t-shirt to bed, because that stupid reminder came up and screamed in my face that I needed to go to bed. And it's Max.
Yep.
Max the cat does not like laying on bare skin.
Even though your bare skin is not bare skin.
Well, that's true.
She should like it.
And I realized that for the past 2 years, to cater to Max, a cat, I've been wearing a t-shirt to sleep.
Love makes you do crazy things.
But it's crazy because I didn't even realize, it wasn't like a conscious decision over time.
Right.
It just started happening, and it continued and never stopped. And now I'm a guy that wears a t-shirt to sleep. When I was never that guy.
She likes certain materials too, which is funny. She doesn't like your fuzzy thing like this.
No. Oh, what did I just do with the chat? No, I don't want to do that. Okay.
Tacoma Swifty, I'm surprised you didn't wear a shirt before bed.
Because I'm always cold.
'Cause you're
Well, it also, when I had my own apartment, it was a warmer apartment. I didn't sleep in the cold. So I could do that.
not supposed to sleep in warm.
Why not?
Because
I'm supposed to sleep in whatever temperature I fall asleep
it's
in.
not good for you. And even babies don't sleep.
I'm supposed to fall asleep in whatever temperature I fall asleep in.
Also, in Finland and Denmark, they just leave their babies outside.
Yeah, I don't.
Not at night, but to take naps.
What would you like me to leave outside?
Go ahead. Go out there. Oh.
What?
I didn't even check to see if we got any visitors at the inn.
Okay. Well, you could do that. But it's just interesting. And I'm sure that everyone's gone through something where one day you realize you changed a habit that you had done for years and you didn't even realize it. I'm sure other people have it. It's probably more, what? Did it go in the cooler?
3 a.m. This guy was coming by. Hold on. Sniffing around.
If you weren't here yesterday, Carla Marie built a cat house.
Oh my God, look, wait, the light went on in the camera, I guess. It looks way worse than it actually is.
So Carla Marie built a little cat house out of a cooler because it's very cold here in Seattle. Just so you know, that's playing through the speakers.
Oh, okay.
And she's been waiting to see if this cat that's been visiting our backyard actually uses it as a little house for the night.
So this was 3:20 a.m. He's looking in there. He's eating some treats.
But he didn't actually go in yet.
No, bud. And
So really now you're just feeding this cat on a nightly basis, which is fine.
But I put chicken in there for him, and he didn't go get it.
Well, it's probably freezing. It's probably frozen.
It's not. I checked it the next day. Oh my God. I was like, there's a big person in our yard. It was you taking out the garbage.
Okay, are we caught up on cat content?
So he leaves the same way. Oh, this guy. What am I supposed to do with him?
Nothing. Exactly what you've been doing. You just let him live out there.
So he's clearly not someone's cat. I kept thinking maybe someone was letting him leave in the morning.
Okay.
3 a.m.
Maybe he's got a cat door, and he comes and goes as he pleases.
No.
Do cat doors still exist? Do people have them?
Because then can't other animals come in?
That's always my concern. And I feel like there's always a story about a raccoon or a mouse or something. Anyone in the chat have a cat door? What?
I have seen this video. Martha, there's a video of a mom in her baby's room, and the video is from her baby monitor. Okay, so that's the video that was uploaded to the internet. And on the baby monitor, she has the handheld one, and she's standing in the baby's room looking at the baby monitor, or like at the screen, whatever it is, and she jumps because she sees a person in the room, forgetting it's her.
That's funny. Let's see. Anyone has a cat door? What do we got? I lived with a friend. Let's see. Here we go. I lived with a friend that had a cat door. Before the door was installed, he left the kitchen window wide open, enough for cats to jump in and out. That just seems like other things are going to come in and out.
It also seems like my cats would get eaten by a coyote.
Maybe.
Like this guy, I think I'm going to name him Ralph. I've always wanted to name a pet Ralph, but he doesn't seem like a Ralph.
Okay, so don't name him Ralph. Are you contemplating what you're going to name a cat that you don't own? All right, next thing on the list. Carla Marie, I believe this was you. New wedding job.
Oh, my God. You are going to either love this or hate this, but let me explain.
Okay.
There's a new job in the wedding industry, and there are truly companies that are just being created only to do this job. They don't do other parts of the wedding industry. It's just this wedding day content creator. Okay.
Okay.
So this person's job is to come to your wedding using a phone.
Yeah.
And the one package I saw was 8 hours. They'll film. So getting ready through the ceremony, and later on, they create a same day, like a 60-second TikTok or reel of stuff. That day, you get it. And then within 24 hours, you get all the footage sent to you.
And so this is not your videographer.
No, this is someone that is kind of getting like the fun behind the scene things. And it's quality because I've seen the videos. They're not using like filters that are on Snapchat. They have like the best phone. They've got a rig. Okay. They've maybe even a little light. I don't know what they do, if they do any microphone stuff. I'm not sure about that. And it was like $3,000. And I was like, that's actually, because you're someone that's like, I don't want a videographer.
Yes.
You don't want.
I was going to say, I'd be more likely to hire that person to just do some social stuff and not a full videographer.
And here's the other thing. The way
Am I saying it right?
Videographer.
Videographer, not videographer?
Right. You're adding another og.
Video. Oh, yeah. Videographer.
Yeah. Videographer.
What an ugly word.
The way we consume media now is not our family sitting around to pop in our wedding VHS. Yeah. My sister has her wedding video, and every time she's like, oh, we got to watch when you're here. It's in like a Dropbox.
Also, you don't have to watch it.
No. Well, I want to watch my speech. It's in like a Dropbox somewhere.
Okay.
So it's just weird. So I love this idea for that. But I still don't know, because I think the ceremony is important. If you do a reveal, what is it called? First look. If you do the dad seeing the bride, stuff like that, I think should be captured high quality with audio. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if this is there yet, if this can fully replace those moments. When it comes to the reception, I hate I got hit in the head with a videographer at the last.
They're just always in the way.
They are.
And I get it. They're doing their
Literally
job. I'm
knocked
not
in the head.
I'm not blaming them. They're doing the job they were paid to do. It's just a stupid job that we don't need.
Knocked in the head with a very expensive, heavy camera. But, well, to be fair, a videographer is about $11,000. To everyone saying $3,000, no way.
Yeah, no, it's still if it's an add-on,
Yeah.
it's $3,000 more expensive. But if you're replacing a videographer, why can't I say that word? Then you're saving some money.
Yeah.
And you're getting no one, like, this is rare, right? Being part of long-form content is rare today.
What we're doing right now.
What we're doing. Everything is chopped up and served on social in short form. So it makes sense that you say, you know what? We don't need 7 hours of video. We just need someone to post on social for us. Get us some cool reels, make some edits.
Well, and it's weird because I've always thought, like, I sent this to my niece and I was like, yo, hire me to do this for your wedding. But no, I've always thought, like, I would have, we don't have an intern, but an intern or someone. I would want someone I know, but not someone that should be a guest at my wedding to film it.
But, like, I feel like
as a content creator.
I think baby Jake, producer Jake, would be very good at this job.
But I would want him to have fun.
I'm not saying for you. I'm saying in general, he has an eye for good social content.
Yes.
So I think someone like Jake would be really good at that job, and that's something he could probably do in Miami and make a couple extra $1,000 every weekend.
The problem with that job is that you're working weekends always.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with any wedding job. Are we past the point where people have been doing those, like, makeup weddings in the middle of the week? Or are people still doing that?
Well, your cousin's getting married on a Sunday.
Yeah, you have to realize that in my church community, that's actually very common.
But I guess Monday we have off. It's a Columbus Day.
But we've always, like, growing up, and I'm sure Sunday weddings are cheaper than Saturday weddings, just like Friday weddings are, I think, a little cheaper. Growing up, all of the weddings I went to were on Sundays.
That sounds miserable.
That's just how things were. And I don't know if it was like an Orthodox church community thing, because those were all the weddings I was going to.
The people
But
still
it was
have
pretty
fun?
common. Yeah, they were great.
Did they go to work the next day?
Probably.
I don't think they did.
Also, I think generationally, less people in that community, at least in my church community, worked in corporate America. Most people owned some sort of brick and mortar store, dry cleaners, jewelry stores, things like that. Those are like the two big ones. Not that they were closed, but they were going in at 9 or 10.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to, like, get on a train at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, that's not everybody in that church community, but my parents' generation, most of them were small business owners.
Yeah.
Owned their business and could kind of fudge the hours a little bit.
I don't think I think we're past the makeup weddings, but I think that makeup wedding thing of weddings on, like, a Wednesday.
Yeah, and that, by the way, was a COVID thing because so many people had their weddings pushed back that they just had to book them whenever they could.
I think it's opened the door for people to say, I'm going to get married on a Thursday. Which, when you look at the price difference sometimes,
oh, yeah,
I don't care about your Friday job.
It's interesting. The only problem that I find with, I think Friday wedding, Saturday wedding, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think those are normal days to get married in general.
Get wedded.
I think once you start pushing it into like a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, then you start adding on how crazy bachelorette parties have been getting and bachelor parties and how many days they take. You getting married is now costing your favorite people like 7 days of their life.
It's insane. It is insane.
But I actually, you probably didn't expect this. I think I like this content creator wedding day job. I like that as a trend, especially if it means. So
they wouldn't film the ceremony.
No offense to videographers. I know what you do is hard work, and it's a lot of work, and it's very detailed, and I can't imagine the BS that you deal with on wedding days. I just don't think the product is worth it.
But I still think that, like, the ceremony should be high quality and record. Those are the vows.
But I think you need a really great photographer. I think that is absolutely necessary.
But who's going to have proof that the vows were done?
Who cares?
Me.
You just want to be able to watch yourself talk.
That's
your favorite thing. You that's literally what you said about your sister's wedding a second ago.
How it came out.
Yeah.
But I think having video proof of your vows is cool.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
How could you not? I have my parents, and it's so cool to see.
It doesn't do it for me.
Because you hate love.
No, I don't hate love.
No,
I think love is great. I don't care about reliving a lot of moments in reality. I rarely look back on videos.
If there was a video of your grandparents' wedding, you wouldn't think that was cool that you got to see that?
I've never thought about it. Like literally I've never thought about that. No, but
obviously.
I've seen pictures of my parents on their wedding day. Like the very classic picture, my grandparents, and everyone looks miserable because black and white pictures back then, just everyone looked miserable. And both of my grandparents had very long, great relationships. It's just on their wedding day.
Yeah, I don't know why people didn't smile then.
Well, I know I'm talking over 150 years ago, photography was slower. So you kind of had to just
you sat there forever.
And I'm talking like pioneer pictures, right? My grandparents lived in the age of regular, for the most part, photography. It's not like they had to sit there for no, I don't think they had the puff and the poof and the guy under the sheet.
I think my grandparents, my great-grandparents.
No, there was probably a guy with a camera. But that camera was probably like $1 billion.
I mean, my grandparents lived in a time when not every family had a camera. So you had to go somewhere, not to JCPenney.
That's
somewhere else.
That's one of the crazy things that I think of now. And your family did a pretty good job of filming you and your sister. Your dad, I feel like, had a camcorder out all the time.
We have a whole bag of them.
But most people in our generation, I don't think have that many pictures.
My dad loved taking videos and photos. It was like his thing that he enjoyed doing. It was like the one, not side hustle. It was the one hobby he had that he wasn't paid for. Yeah. Well, I guess then fishing. But we'd always like make fun of him. He's not in any of the videos other than when my mom would randomly take over.
But I feel like most people over 30 don't have that many pictures of them growing up. Whereas now, think about like your niece or your great nephew. There is a picture.
She'll never see every photo of her.
There is a picture of those children doing quite literally everything all day, every day, every bath, every meal.
It's great for me living far away.
But I don't want to get the wrong idea. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing.
They'll never really have that moment of discovery when you find a new photo of like, oh my God, when was this taken?
Yeah. Well, there's metadata. It'll tell you exactly when it was taken.
Right? There's no debate.
Although back in the day, the pictures used to have the little date. Back.
But that's if your camera was right.
Oh, true. It wasn't on the back. Sometimes it was on the front of the camera.
Sometimes, yeah.
In like orange, in a weird orange font,
like
right?
Neon, yeah.
Yeah. And it would say.
But now kids these days use that filter on. They like filter their photos to look like that.
That's true. You know, I see our friend Nada uses a Polaroid filter, maybe.
Yeah.
It does make the pictures look cool.
Yeah.
But I think about that kind of stuff all the time. Like kids today will see every day of their life almost. That's a weird thing to think about.
Things to catch up. Every day of their whole lives.
You can go, what was I doing on March 3rd when I was 4 years old? And there's going to be a picture of it somewhere.
Okay, this is your cousin Rihanna, I almost said.
Yes.
Rihanna, your brother's fiance, said that your cousin has a great tradition. She and her husband watch their wedding video every year on their anniversary, and now they do it with their daughters, and it's kind of like a movie night.
I think that's my cousin Christina, probably. Yeah.
That's cute.
It literally does not appeal to me whatsoever. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying if you do it.
I love watching like my parents' wedding video or my sister's wedding video.
I feel like my parents tried to get me to watch their wedding video once.
I would love to watch it.
I made it through like 30 seconds. This is stupid, and I walked out.
Okay, well,
again, it's just a way that I like being in the moment I'm in and not reliving past moments. If that makes more sense. Like, let's just go do something cool now instead of thinking about that cool thing we did 30 years ago.
Again.
Does that make sense?
I wish I could see video of my grandparents getting married. I wish.
That probably wasn't a thing.
No. Like, I
and think about how great their relationship was. And they didn't have a video of their wedding. And they made it.
It has nothing to do with the relationship.
And they made it.
I think it's like, I don't know, I just wish that I could see it.
I do wish, especially with my family coming over from the Middle East, and they lost a lot, right? When they were forced out of their homes in Palestine, and then they were kind of forced around different places in the Middle East until they came here. They lost a lot.
They didn't have a lot of things.
Right? And when you're traveling with 10 kids, or at the time, when they moved to America, they had 9 kids.
And they definitely didn't have wheelie luggage then. It was still the one you had to carry.
Yeah, like those Louis Vuitton bags we saw yesterday. Except my family was not traveling Louis Vuitton. They lost a lot over the years. And I do wish there was a way to capture more of the moments that they had overseas, especially because a lot of what existed when they were there is gone, like completely. I do think their homes are still standing. I know 2 of their homes, the ones in the West Bank in Palestine is still standing. And the one in Jordan, before my mom's family moved here, I think is now a daycare center or something, like a child, and a small daycare center, probably with like 20 kids. But I would love to be able to go back into that world and see videos of them growing up. But I wouldn't necessarily need to see their wedding. I'd want to see how they lived their life.
That too.
Because I think that's fascinating, especially because we're so far removed from that world, not only in time, but just in culture and all that.
The reason that wedding, it's not just seeing, right, the 2 people and their wedding. It's when I would see videos of my sister's wedding, granted I was 8, so we like watched it when I was a kid, or even like now, the whole family's there. Like my grandpa is there. My grandmas are there. Like you get to see everyone. And that is the cool thing about a wedding, is that everyone's in one place. That happens. That's
weddings and funerals.
That same group of people will never be together again.
Yeah.
Ever.
What if we started doing videographers at funerals?
A little different vibe.
A little different vibe.
I'm sure it's done.
Although, this is going to sound so messed up. Funerals are not fun. But funerals, much like weddings, they bring everyone together, right? Everyone shows up. And what I have found, and it's unfortunate that it's always during these moments, is the dinners and the lunches and stuff after funerals, other than that person being dead,
they're healing.
They're great.
Because everyone's nice to each other.
Everyone's just in this mood. It's not over the top like a wedding, right? You don't have to be super formal, or there's no theme, or
you weren't rushing to get ready or something.
Everyone's there, and everyone's in this state of, yes, it's obviously sad, but it's also like a state of gratitude where I get to hang out with these people, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to have, so I'm just going to enjoy it. It's weird.
Yeah.
But the post-funeral, not the funeral itself, that part sucks. It's like weird healing, great energy.
That's the point of them.
I never really thought of it that way.
Martha said she made her kids watch her wedding video, and it was the first time they saw her mom live because she passed away.
Oh, that's cool.
They were born.
That's cool.
I'm telling you.
I think about that with my 2 youngest cousins, because they never got to meet my Uncle Simon. And there is a wedding video of him somewhere. He got married in Lebanon, and they paid $1 billion to get married out there. Although I'm sure it was cheaper compared to American standards. Right. But weddings in Lebanon, you want to talk about an over-the-top wedding? Indoor fireworks.
What?
A whole dance crew. It's like Lebanon's best dance crew comes out.
Lebanese Jabberwockies?
And they do like these crazy it literally looks like, the scene when Aladdin is coming into town, into Agrabah on the elephant, and there's all the dancers. It literally looks like that. It's crazy.
Is anyone left in your family to get married there?
No, I think all 3 cousins that I would go to, whose weddings I would love to go to, but it didn't, because it also costs a lot of money to get there. Are we getting notes? What do we got?
You got the pink slip, and that usually means you're fired, right?
Yes. Again? What do we got? Is it an announcement? Oh, we have a birthday boy in the house. There we go. He's not going to be able to hear it, though. Come on in here, Mighty Pierre.
Today is actually birthday. It's today. Oh, my God, you're so much heavier than a cat. Happy birthday, Pierre.
Hey, buddy.
Today's his first birthday.
Welcome our new dog to the house. He is not impressed at all.
Well, he can't get down. He can't get down from here, and he can never get up from here, up to here on his own.
So this is a level of a room he's never seen before?
Oh, he's never seen this room this high, except when he comes in here and steals our stuffed animals.
That's why they're all off the floor now.
Yep. Oh.
What?
He's just, I thought he was going to rest.
No, I think he's scared.
Pierre and he's not scared. He'd be shaking.
Is he not shaking?
Please.
I don't know.
He's not scared. Pierre and I have a love-hate relationship because he likes to just bark at me because I'm the smallest thing around. Thinks I'm a child.
I think he's sniffing around for my chicken. For my chicken broth.
We'll let him sniff it.
I don't know, because dogs lick things. I don't need Pierre's tongue in my cup.
Why not?
No, that's not. Listen, I don't know what Pierre and his parents do. One of the things that freaks me out about dog parents is when they like lick their mouths.
Why?
Oh. I feel like I'm at a petting zoo.
I kiss our cat's mouth so much that I like kiss their teeth.
Okay, that is weird.
Okay.
Well, Pierre, got
Happy
anything to say?
birthday,
You've been
dude.
on this earth for a year.
I can't believe it. He still hates hardwood floors. He walks backwards on hardwood floors because he doesn't like them. So that's my favorite fact about Pierre.
And he's very particular about his water bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, he's a very good pup. Right, buddy?
He loves it here.
I think he does.
I think he likes
actually-
my sweater. I'm going to give you the floor. Or to Jordan.
Happy birthday, Pierre.
Oh, my God, he's so big.
It's a dense dog.
He's literally like holding a boulder.
He's a dense dog. Do we need a Pierre emote?
I told you that.
Should we get it? All right. Dog owners are unhinged. Who's that, Ray?
He is a good boy.
I need to put this on the screen.
Why wouldn't they write that in the chat? Why don't we get a paper?
Now I can't find Rain's comment. Damn it.
I'm just making sure I didn't get a text.
Oh, there it is. Boom.
Oh, it's a snow day in New Jersey.
Okay. Who's celebrating?
Are
Baby
you-
Michael, the kid with no responsibilities, gets a day off.
Gonna be such a dork.
All right. What else? Oh, there is one last thing on the list, Carla Marie.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And it's best pickup, which I don't know anything about this.
Oh, we do need a happy birthday emote. Thank you, Nara. We don't have a happy birthday one.
Oh, okay. We can get one of those.
It has to be this.
But who's going to be doing it? A cat?
You.
A generic Middle Eastern man?
Yes.
I'll just do that.
You. So this happened actually when I was in Whistler with the Seahawks, which is before Christmas.
Yeah.
I was with the Seahawks dancers. We were all out at a bar. And two of the dancers were like, we're going to go closer to the live band and we're going to dance. And we were like, okay, have fun. You can't leave those women alone anywhere. I mean, men flocked to them. They weren't dressed like they weren't
dressed, of course.
They weren't in their Seahawks dancers uniforms.
Yeah.
They were just in a regular
Okay.
outfits. But it's just funny. Like, I mean, they are gorgeous women
Okay.
and men. And we were laughing because when we went to go get them,
God bless you.
thank you, the rest of us, to tell them we were leaving, we were like, ladies, it's time to go. We're leaving. You can say, they're like, no, let's go. Well, they left their stuff with me. Phones, everything.
Okay.
I had Caroline's phone, not the cat. And I hand it to her, and the one guy goes, that's her phone? You have her phone? And I was like, yes. He goes, text my mom. And I'm like, what is happening? She has a phone number written on her hand.
Okay.
She says, no, I'm leaving. Like, let's go. We go outside. She goes, he liked my shirt so much. It was from a ski company called Opry. It was a really cute sweater.
Okay.
And all he kept saying was, my mom would love this sweater. Can you please text her and tell her where you got it? And she kept saying, I don't have my phone, which is
Okay.
an absurd thing to say
Yeah.
in 2023 at the time. And she's like, I don't have it. So he got a pen and wrote his mom's number on her hand so that she could text his mom. So we're outside and we were like, Caroline, that is not his mom's number.
Maybe it is.
We don't, but if it was, she erased it.
Okay.
Erased it. Washed it off. She has a boyfriend. She's like, I'm not messing with this.
Okay.
I don't even know. I still think that is the great. If it was his mom's number, not his. If it was his, that was slick. Whatever.
What's the that turn up truck song
I don't
where he
turn. Oh, Billy. when Billy Currington's mom's Mama Sweet Tea, and she sends them right back to me.
Yes. The guy's basically a country song. So the moral or the story of the song
I know where you were going.
Is the country singer, the guy
Billy.
singing the song, is working.
Yeah.
And this beautiful girl rolls up looking for directions. He gives her directions, but he tells her
He gives her the wrong directions,
Yeah, and
which is super shady.
she has to stop at this one place and get
Mama Sweet Tea.
but it's like Miss
Yeah,
Bell.
Miss Bell.
Miss Bell's sweet tea. And
Good
that
directions.
that ends up being his mom. The mom sends it back, and then they're like in love.
Mama sent her right back to me.
Yeah.
Or however the song goes.
So that's basically what this guy was trying to do.
Basically. And we will never know, but
Billy Currington, what's the name of the song?
good directions.
Good directions. Go check it out.
But I think it was very clever.
I think it's great. I think when you can do something, and who knows, maybe this guy actually did want his mom to have that shirt. But if you can do something that's unique and fun, you're going to have the best chance of actually making a connection.
Right.
If you are out there looking to pick someone up or meet new people or whatever it is.
It ends with, thank God for good directions and turnip greens.
Yeah, because he's working he's raised on a turnip truck. Or he's loading up a turnip truck or something. What is a turnip? Is that the red one? No, that's no. What is it? A turnip is red as well.
Is it
right?
red or are they white?
What is a turnip?
Turnip.
Turnip.
Oh, they're both colors.
Yeah, that's okay. That is what I was. I know what a beet looks like. A turnip is similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little baby beet, a little more purplish than red. Although beets are also basically purple.
I can't.
What? Oh,
I'm going to have to, I think we've respected each other in every studio we've been in what the other person says,
yes.
smell-wise, and things you can't do in that studio. And I'm just telling you now, I'm getting close to banning that from the studio. Because not only does that smell, you drink it, and we sit very close, and then I smell the chicken broth coming off your breath, and I want to vomit. So you're going to chug it. Anthony, I'm not.
It's refreshing.
And guess what you won't have in here anymore?
What?
Chicken broth.
Okay, fine. I will stop drinking chicken broth in the studio, but it's so good. Honestly, between athletic greens and drinking chicken broth in the morning, I've never felt better.
That's
really
fine.
haven't.
But I have, because I don't have to smell that.
And the problem, like I'll chug my athletic greens because that's it's 8 ounces, it's cold,
Yeah.
done. Chicken broth is hot.
Or chicken, what is it? Bone broth.
Bone broth.
So that is chicken bones put in water, boiled, and you're drinking it.
It's really good for you.
I'm sure.
Yep.
I wish it didn't smell like someone was.
I don't love this smell. I don't think it's
But
terrible.
It smells like chicken soup.
It does. It smells like chicken
It's
soup.
actually ruined all chicken soup for me. I never want to have chicken soup again.
I love me.
No, he's
Some
drinking
chicken
a
soup.
hot cup of bone broth.
Yeah, it's hot. It's in a whatever vacuum sealed steel. I don't know. What do they always say about all these cups? Have the same. It's like double insulated, double wall insulated, vacuum sealed stainless steel. Keeps your drink warm for 87 days.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's a Yeti because I'm fancy.
Zeke
I'm
from
old school fancy.
Zeke from NYC, I put bone broth in my dog's food.
Yeah. Because you want your dog to be healthy. I put bone broth in my cup because I want to be healthy.
Felipe said this is going to be the new trend. No. This has very much been the,
Bone broth?
yeah. I remember when COVID first hit, Lindsay was telling me that it helps with immunity.
Yeah.
And to drink bone broth. So I bought it frozen. It was like in a bag kind of. I don't know. Because I think people were cooking with it, not just drinking it.
Of course.
And I never did it. I couldn't do it.
Try it out.
So it's been a trend.
I'm telling you, if you haven't done it yet, try it out. Because it's awesome. I know people do they do fasting diets with it where all you have is bone broth for a day, and that's not me because I need to eat. I feel like if I tried to do a fast like that and go to the gym, I would probably die. I need something in my system. But
Can you just take a vitamin?
I don't know. I also like it's kind of like drinking tea for me.
But chicken soup.
Yeah.
Literally
I love chicken soup.
bones of chickens.
You also, it's like you forget that when we were working in New York, I used to have chicken soup almost every single morning.
And so did
you jumped on that train. Danielle jumped on
And
that
it was
train.
so
Sam
good.
jumped on that train.
There's something different about this specific smell and the fact that it is being slurped. It's not only is it the smell, but the process of what is happening in my brain does not like it.
Does not what?
It does not like it.
No, you what? Does not like it.
So I'm putting you on
Greens.
notice.
Okay. All right, this will be the last day that I have bone broth in the studio.
You can.
I will. No. I. All joking aside, if the smell does get to you, I do respect that. This is a small space. We're trying to work, but you're gonna have to stop coming in here snotty.
I did stop, and then first of all, that's a body function. That's not me
my
saying,
body
let
is
me bring my
functioning.
nose into the studio.
My body is functioning by drinking this bone broth. All right, no, for real, I will stop after today, but right now I'm gonna enjoy it. Good old bone broth. For real though, if you want a good 1-2 punch
it's not
for your
chicken
morning,
stock though.
no, it's bone broth, chicken bone broth.
What about beef bone? What's wrong with that one?
I've had it. I like it. I don't like it as much as the chicken in terms of just like.
Where are these
sipping on
chickens
it.
sourced from? Are they free range bones?
From eggs.
Are they free range bones?
I'm gonna assume if I'm buying them at Costco in bulk, I'm assuming they didn't have the best life.
So what did they take the slaughtered chickens and then do what? Is there still meat on the bones when they roast them?
I don't believe. I think you break the bone so that you can get the some of the marrow or like the nutrients from the bone marrow out, and then you boil it. I'm sure
So
someone
there's
in
a
the chat
giant
knows.
vat somewhere in a farm where they're just taking the chickens that they murdered and put them.
Yeah, but listen, the chickens were going to be murdered anyway for the other things they have.
I guess
This is at least a better way to use more chicken parts. That's one of the cool things. I was listening to a podcast with, God, his name is Will something. He owns White Oak Pastures in, I believe it's Georgia. And he's been on the Rogan podcast twice. He has his own book. He's done a couple other media appearances recently. And they're a regenerative farm. And one of the things he realized is there are people now who for health benefits are buying like chicken heart, chicken liver, things like that. So he's at a point on his farm, and his chickens are more expensive than your regular, stop and shop chicken. But they're getting to a point where they're wasting almost no parts of the chicken.
That's good.
Because they use the bones for broth. They sell some of the organs. Apparently chicken liver is supposed to be really healthy. Doesn't seem like something I'd want to eat, but
between stock and what's marketed as bone broth in the U.S. today is that the bones are not always roasted for stock, while they usually are roasted for bone broth.
Like roasted before boiled? I don't understand.
Me neither, but I really have to use the restroom, and I have an appointment in 30 minutes.
We do have to get out of here. It is 9 o'clock. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We will be back here on Thursday. And don't forget, there are new episodes, yesterday's episode and today's, of the Morning Show podcast, as there are every Monday through Friday. Carla Marie?
Good directions and turnip greens.
Later, you're looking at the wrong camera.
I know. That's mine?
Yep.